Welcome to another 50. Here we have a box of nickels that are organized by date. As you can see, this tube is now full, and we're going to transfer it to a paper sleeve. But before we get to this process, we want to look through these nickels to see if there's anything of interest. 1964 had two interesting aspects to it, so we're going to be looking for two things today. One of them is a whistling queen. The other is an extra watermark underneath the beaver. So here I have that tube of 1964. I'm just going to pull them out. Under the naked eye, it's going to be pretty hard to see anything here, so I'm just going to kind of take them and we'll record this too. So I'm using this because it just makes it a little bit easier instead of looking through a pair of glasses. You can just do this with a pair of magnifying glasses, or you can use like a little microscope like this as well. Sometimes it's good to have both. You can kind of register afterwards to see what you have. Shows up. So you don't have to spend a lot. I know there's a lot of videos out there that say you've got to find these coins that are worth major amount of money, but I mean, the amount they're in circulation, you're hard pressed to probably find them. And you might. I don't want to be a naysayer, but it is a bit of a, should be talked about to collectors, they're sort of going to tell you the same, that there's a lot of painstaking looking to find one. So I get better angle on it. So let's see if I get the microscope to kind of focus on it. And this, you can kind of see just right there under the initials, an extra line. So I'll just see if I can bring another one in to see. It's very cool. Let's see if that is. See if I bring another one in here, we can kind of see if I can kind of superimpose it or just push it out of the way. There's nothing below that. I think that might be our light there. Yeah, let's see that. That looks a bit better. So you can kind of see that line under the KG shooting up. So we kind of got 1, 2, 3, 4 lines there. So if I go back to another one, you won't see that. I think that's a pretty good example right there. Wow, that's kind of neat. So it is possible to find it. So we also want to look at that same thing. We want to look for the whistling queen. So I'll have a quick look here at the back of these. And the whistling queen will have it right in front of her mouth there. It's a die hit. The great thing about looking at the microscope here is, I know we're doing this kind of fast, as you can see how much marks are on this. It's amazing when you think that it's circulated but it looks really good, that it actually, close inspection, it has quite a bit of markings on it. And this is a great thing to know, because when he's going for grading, one of the things they're looking for is marks in the coin, scratches. So when you have something that's uncirculated, you want to make sure they take very good care of it and only touch it by the sides. Because every little bounce that these coins make, they just get bounced when they're in the mint as well. So when they're out in the public, they're probably getting in change purses and pockets. So there's probably a lot of messing around that's going to happen and causing these things to get really scratched up. And it's just hard to look at, but it's nice to have a very clean, pretty coin to look at. Okay, so I don't see any. Very hard to see just with this, but under the microscope we can pick it up. So this one we'll send off and we'll get it graded, and we'll show later how it came back. So thanks for watching, and if you enjoy, subscribe.